May. So yeah, about right on the money. It's like the Spider-Man. We're just doing some redneck stuff. We're gonna go throw some little deer plot stuff out, maybe some corn, salt block. Get ready for hunting season. Gotta wipe off any heroin. What do we got here? Dual season. I'm trying to figure out where it is. Oh well, doesn't say. It's not being very descriptive. Maybe. I don't know. Parkour! Time to get butt naked crazy. I'm just kidding. I can't get naked, unfortunately. Here. Literally. This is not optimal, but it'll work. Right there. Big old pile of bear poopy. He's gonna have to die. That's all I gotta say about that. Stay. Good salt block. It listens. My name is Austin Hatfield. I am a 2 times CrossFit Games athlete. Let's say day-to-day routine, it's just mainly based around CrossFit, full-time athlete now. Would I ever go back to rabbit farming? Maybe not to the extent that I was doing it, because it was like, like a part-time job. It was cleaning up a lot of poop, doing the tending, feeding, watering, stuff like that. But I have actually here recently looked through the couple of pictures and I was like, man, those baby rabbits were pretty cute. So I might have a downscale on the rabbit farm. Have a couple here and there. I'll wake up and I'll piss excellence in the morning, every morning. Roll out of bed, thinking about your mom. This is normally where I eat breakfast, right here. About eat the same thing every day. About 3-4 eggs, oatmeal, bagel, get those carbs in the morning. Take my time, like to drink my coffee, rest a little bit in the morning, digress my food. That's what I call it. Skull mount, and then that one with the skull mount. And I killed the big one somewhere else. That's the biggest one I've ever killed. I think I think this one's it. Yeah, I think this was the first one I ever killed. Massive. Monster right there. He bakes these. My grandpa does.
Like woodworking, like spinning them?
Yeah. It's impressive. Then I'll get to the gym normally around 10:30. Start slowly warming up, get the engine moving a little bit. And then I'll hit about 3-4 hours worth of training in the morning. I think I realized I was pretty good at CrossFit. I mean, honestly, here recently, you know, just you get a couple event wins here and there, you win some competitions, that confidence starts to grow. But I mean, even up until even last year's games, I was always still questioning, you know, like, do I belong here? You know, you see the big dogs walking around, you're questioning yourself a little bit. So I would say pretty recently, through like middle school, I was always a little chunky for myself, I think. And then I would just like started working out in my basement, like doing push-ups, sit-ups. And like, I think that just kind of grew into the mindset I have now, just like work when nobody else is watching.
This that shit to make them all go dummy. Now I got bread, they all want something from me. Showing like pros, man, I told them that it's money. And I own my own bars, just like it's always sunny. Ugh, thought she said something to me. We were never friends, told them I am not your buddy. Now they all call, I got some buzz like honey. Then they check the Spotify and they looking at me funny. I don't blame you, dog, that's how this shit goes. Same two paths, we just pick different roads. Glue on the safe, I just stuck to the code. Now they tell me that I'm driven, bro, I already drove. So diverse, got too many flows. Checks coming in, got too many O's. Remember in the past, had too many lows. Now when I look around, got too many bros.
Go eat lunch, normally eat either some rice, chicken, potatoes, or I'll head over to Chick-fil-A, get the Lord's chicken in, come back, do a full another training session, another 3 to 4 hours.
Thought she said something to me. We were never friends, told them I am not your buddy. Now they all call, I got some buzz like honey. Then they check the Spotify and they looking at me funny.
I feel like that's why I train so hard, is I don't want to get second. I've lost too many competitions. Not that I've had that many, but you know, losing sucks. So I think that's my main motivation in the gym is, you know, my failures. So like, I don't even look at my first places anymore. I always just think about when I sucked on the floor. So messages for the fellow competitors, you know, just hope they're at their best. Because I know I will be. I'm not gonna slack off or take any time off, and I don't want to make it easy on you. So a little bit of banter here and there will always go a long way, especially here around CrossFit Cole. If you don't have thick skin, you're not gonna make it. He thinks it's cool wearing them tight pants. He's been taking those pills though. You know those pills? No acetyls? Hey, John. Hi.
That's the first sign you know he was talking shit the whole way you was walking in.
Hey, John. Yeah, I have one of the best support crews around. Like,
barbell. Show us love, broad grits, heart and soul, Northern Spirit, the official apparel sponsor.
Thank you guys for coming. That was fun.
Friends, family, CrossFit gym, everybody super involved. They travel with me about everywhere, so it's really nice to have that.
I'm Chip Williams. I'm the owner and one of the coaches at CrossFit Cole in Beckley.
Garrett Allen, known Austin for, I guess, going on 8 years now. Started out as buddies, bought a gym together, watched him grow into an amazing athlete, good person, and it's been a fun journey so far, man.
I'm Eric Daniel. I've known Austin for a long time now.
I met Austin my very first day ever stepping foot into a CrossFit gym. It was actually, the programmed workout was carrying 150 wall balls per time. And I thought this little young shithead was, you know, we were gonna have a good little competition, and he does it unbroken at 17 years old. And here I am, a grown man, doing sets of 5 and 3, just dying.
I've known of Austin since he started. He started here about a year ago, but he had his own place. So he was kind of evolving and becoming Austin Hatfield at his other gym. And so having another gym in the same town, I would see his numbers, and then I would kind of go creep on his YouTube videos, because in my head, like, I was wanting to find something to be like, he's not doing it. There's no way he's doing that. And then I would go watch it, and I'd be like, yeah, he's doing that.
We first met when he walked into my gym. Previous owner of a CrossFit affiliate. And he was about 130 pounds of awesome soccer player.
You know, you'll never have to worry about Austin developing an ego or having, grandeur ideas, because this is a tough place. And, most of the guys that work out in here, I'm 50. There's a lot of older guys in Austin, and a lot of them work in the coal mines, and, that's a tough culture. And so they're coming in here, and, we keep Austin honest.
Yeah, we've been working out together as I feel like a gym dad, now I'm more of a brother, but at that point it was gym dad. Kid was just phenomenal from day one. Had that little thing, that you see sometimes. As a gym owner, you see people come in and out, and one of the sticking points for most people is when they walk in and say, hey, I want to be a games athlete, or hey, I want to be a regionals athlete, or hey, I want to compete in this. That's showing my age a little bit, regionals athlete, right? But they want to progress in the sport, right? And I don't think they always understand exactly what they're asking for there, right? You're signing up for, a couple workouts a day. We're going to have strength sessions. We're going to have, peaks. We're going to have valleys. We're going to have ups and downs. But he was one that just got it. As soon as he walked in, he understood the assignment. He was like, okay, well, let's do this. Now, with that being said, it took him a few years to get to that point, right? But I think he really understood what was going to be asked of him when he came in, and he kind of took off with it,
He is such one of the guys and just part of the community here, and he doesn't make himself out to be a big deal. So he's just kind of in the background of what's going on here, and you see him doing his thing, but then you go see him compete, and it's there's a disconnect. You're like, man, he is one of the fittest people in the world.
I think he's just always been competitive. It's his mindset more than anything. He hates to lose.
His mindset and his drive and his focus, you don't see that, right? I've coached a lot of athletes, and myself included, He had a setback, had a pretty good ankle injury. I think it was 19 or 20, no, 19, 18 or 19, I can't remember exactly, but he would have probably blown onto the scene then. But he had a pretty extensive ankle injury that took us about 3 months to get over. Unfortunately, it was right before the Open, you know, most inopportune time, but, you know, freak injury. Never changed his mindset, never stopped his drive, you know. A lot of people that would have been like, come on, man, you know, and we'd have probably took 2 months off or, you know, lackadaisically trained for a few months or whatever. Nah, didn't stop him. And I think that's one of the things that gets him through these workouts, through these grinds, and especially through training, is he's so focused and driven, man. Yeah, you don't see that very often.
We all like to, you know, before Austin was a serious athlete, we'd like to drink a few beers every now and then. And one night we got to drinking, and this man, it never fails. We end up in the basement doing empty bar max bench press, however many reps you can do. And I think I did like 300, Andy did like 3, you know, somewhere in that ballpark. And Austin gets on there and does 762 reps unbroken with an empty barbell and turns completely ghost white. Like, it was insane, man. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
And then in the evening, I'll normally go shoot my bow, shoot some pool, hang out for the night.
I will take a bullet and I will bleed for that boy, you know, at any point. You make me a little emotional, sorry. Yeah.
Go to sleep, repeat it all over again. Cut.